I don't know where to start with this. I don't know how to. I don't know where to start with this because this is a very vulnerable thing. It's not easy to talk about, and it's not something that you want everyone to know about either because people use things in their arsenals against you. But a lot of people go through this and just keep quiet. But it's not an original thought, it's not an original feeling. And why should we feel alone feeling these feelings? Like me discovering spoon theory. I'm gonna ramble a bit because it's 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm just kind of brain dumping as my brain won't turn off for me to sleep, but I'm having so much consciousness come to the forefront that it just wants to spill out. I died a long time ago with major depressive disorder, with anxiety. Sometimes a part of you just dies. Not with everyone, but sometimes it's a death of giving up on life and just not following through physically, whether that's because you tried and failed to complete your action, or you didn't have, as some people will say, the courage, the balls to do it, even though it's a good thing that you didn't do it. But a part of you inside of you dies. And sometimes it's just so hard to keep physically living after a part of you dies, after you give up, because you're still doing the day-to-day things that you hated, that you didn't want to keep going on with, and you're still forced to because life goes on. But it's super hard to wake up, to eat, to breathe, to work. And that's how we get stuck in the cycle of just working, and working and working and working. And especially in today, where cost of living is so high, and you really feel like if you can function, you barely feel like if you can live. It feels like if you just live to work and all you do is wake up and go to work. Like that's the goal. Because even me, who doesn't wake up to go to work, like on a daily basis, like that's not all I do. I feel like right now that's my goal. Even though I'm running from that particular thing, feeling drained, feeling empty, feeling fatigued. But it feels like if society has us wrapped around us, our finger, their finger, that even when we don't want that, we're running towards it. For example, I'm struggling really badly financially, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm not in the American society where I have thousands of dollars of debt, and I'm not in any society where I have like thousands of dollars in debt. I also just don't have a bunch of savings, and if something big were to happen, I could probably end up on the street because I'm going paycheck to paycheck. but so are many people. That's the reality of things. And the reason why I don't do the 9 to 5 or I had no desire to do it, not just desire, but my body doesn't function that way. I couldn't do it because my mental health would just suffer too much. And I don't mean it in a, oh, just suck it up and keep moving. Like my body, my mind couldn't handle it. And I felt like a failure since because it felt like, why can't I just handle it? And sometimes it feels like even though I died so long ago, I'm still having to go through this repeated dying all over again. Because it's like on a loop of I die, but don't actually. So then I go again, and then I die again because I give up on life again, but I can't do what I think to do for various reasons. You shouldn't. If you're feeling that way, you shouldn't. But then a part of me dies again. And I have happiness. I have things that bring me joy, that keep me going. But sometimes, after like your fifth death, it kind of just feels like, what else am I supposed to do? What else am I supposed to live for? How do I become alive again? There's no money to become alive again. People around you are already struggling, so they're not there for you to live with them. And other people shouldn't be the source of your life, I guess. But kind of the point of what I was making was I died a long time ago. I didn't expect to make it how far I've made it. So I feel like if I've only had a limited amount of dreams to get engaged, have a baby, because I actually genuinely want those things, not just because society told me to, have a career where I essentially own a business. And even though it's not a multi-million-dollar business, I have a business. And I'm currently on the track to get into the other things. But then what happens after that? When you didn't plan for past your 20th birthday because you felt like if you would, your body would have caught up to the mental death a long time ago. What do you do? What dreams do you have? What do you allow yourself to have after that? Like, what else is there after those initial dreams? Because you stopped dreaming a long time ago because dreaming felt too hard. It felt like if it was just full of disappointment. It felt like if it was just full of pain. So what comes after the dreams that you allowed yourself to have because there were limits to them? Like those were like okay enough dreams that you had because you weren't gonna live to either see half of them or you could make do with those dreams. What happens to the rest of your life? Let's say you were gifted with another 80 years. What else do you do with that after you already died at 20?